crochet friends. Welcome to Sugar Joye. It's Cyndi. Today I'm going to show you how I made this lovely Lapghan. It's 48 inches by 60 inches and it was very easy to make. And for the complete pattern, you can head over to daisyfarmcrafts.com, or I will put a direct link to the pattern in the comment section. This is 3 rows of even moss stitch and 2 rows of front post single crochet, and it is alternated by just regular rows of single crochet, and that's it. Now the moss stitch has this since you work 3 rows will show up on the back, so your B side has this beautiful texture as well. The materials I used for this project were 2 skeins of Caron 1 pound in this lovely hosta color, my trusty 9mm hook, a pair of snips. These are really big. I usually use the cute little ones, but this is what's on my table right now. A measuring tape. So as many of you know, if you've ever followed my patterns before, I like to use a larger crochet hook on the smaller yarn, which is not the typical usage. But I find I really love the drape that I get with the larger hook. And I also like the fact that it's really hard to crochet too tight with a large hook. And I know myself as a beginning crocheter, crocheting too tight definitely was an issue. So for this pattern, I chained 130. We are going to begin and end with a slip stitch, and you need to have an even number of chains in order to make that happen. So the first row after we do this chain is a single crochet row, which is insert your hook, pull through a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. Here we are at the end of our first single crochet row. We finish with a single crochet. We chain 1 and then turn. So we don't work into this to our turning chain. We work into the first stitch here. And so I'm going to mark that with a stitch marker. You can also use a bobby pin or a paper clip if you don't have a stitch marker available. All right, so we've chained 1, and for the even moss, it's a combination of a slip stitch, which is pull through 1 and pull through 2 without any yarning over. And then the second part of the stitch is a half double crochet, which is yarn over, insert the hook, pull through once, yarn over, and pull through all 4. And then we go back to a slip stitch, half double crochet. And it's always such a good feeling when I get to the end of a row and I discover that I have counted correctly. So I do my last half double crochet, I do my last slip stitch, And then I chain one, and then I want to mark that first stitch. For some reason that I cannot figure out, one end turns out straight and one end turns out crooked if I don't mark my stitches. So there you have it. In a slip stitch into a slip stitch, and then you work a half double crochet into a half double crochet. Now on the half double crochet, you want to look at the stitch here a little bit. You've got this little like swoop down here, which is what it gives you this lovely pattern. But you don't want to work into this to the swoop. You don't want to work into those two. You want to work into the top two loops. So yarn over, and then slip stitch. I've learned a lot of learning to be accurate in crochet is about learning to recognize what the stitches look like. So here we do a slip stitch and a half double crochet. So we work the last slip stitch, chain one, and I won't move it now, but I do tend to, I'll move the stitch marker up as I go, you know, get a few rows going there. You can kind of eyeball which space it should go into. So we turn and we do one more row of the even moss stitch. So here's our first section. We have our foundation chain, one row of single crochet, and then we have 1, 2, 3 rows of the even moss stitch, and then we finish the section with a row of single crochet. We chain one and we turn. Now you'll see on the back that the even moss will give us a pattern on the other side. Whereas you'll see with the other stitch, with the front post single crochet, it's flat on the other side. So you have an A side and a B side on this project. So how, for this project, you work the front post single crochet is the first stitch is just a regular single crochet. And then the next stitch is you work this post right here. You go sideways, in and out, yarn over, pull through a loop, and just work your single crochet that way. So we continue working the front post. So when we get to the end of our front post single crochet row, we don't want to work the last post. So we don't work there, we don't work here, we work into the last stitch, just a regular single crochet. And then we chain one and we turn, and that will keep both of the edges straight. And then our next row is just a regular single crochet row. Is when you're looking at the textured side of the front post single crochet, that's when you do your regular crochet, single crochet row. It's when you're looking at the back that you're doing the texture stitch. So that's it. That is the entire blanket. This is the repeat. your chain row, your foundation single crochet row, 3 rows of the even moss stitch, 1 single crochet row, 1 front post single crochet row, 1 single crochet row, 1 front post single crochet row, and then you finish with a single crochet row and start it all over again. And it turns out absolutely gorgeous. And now to finish it off, we're going to make some lovely slip stitch crochet fringe. And you find your corner, insert your hook, pull through a loop, and chain 1, and then we go in and do your first single crochet, go into the next, and so what we're doing with these is we're just correcting the edges so that we have a nice even row to work from. And I think it looks really pretty to do 2 rows of the single crochet. So when we get to our last space of single crochet, we chain 1, turn. So see, I've got 2 rows of single crochet here, and we work into the first stitch space, a slip stitch, and then that's all we're going to do is chains and slip stitches for our fringe. So on this blanket, I chained out 12. So we've got 12. We hit, but you can do 15, you can do 10, you can do 5, you can do as many as you want. I thought 12 looked really nice. So we just turn, work back into the first chain space or second chain space, and we do a slip stitch, and we just slip stitch our way all the way back down. And then when I get back to the original space that we started from, I work right back in to that same space, another slip stitch, and then we go to the next space, slip stitch, and then chain out again. And so here's what it looks like, all finished and pretty. Isn't that so nice? I love the way that this, you know, kind of makes it look like there's knots at the top there with that extra slip stitch in there. But that's it. That's the whole blanket. So make sure that you go over to daisyfarmcrafts.com for a free downloadable PDF. And of course, come over to my new site, sugarjoye.com, and sign up for the mailing list. I'll be sending out probably scarf patterns coming pretty soon. If you know, we got Christmas in July happening. We got to start working on the winter stuff. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Talk to you soon.